Good evening, folks. Welcome to our daily class from Rebbe Nachman on YouTube, which will later be uploaded to our Patreon website for all our members. Please support our work. And uh, this is my first time actually broadcasting directly from YouTube. It's like, I changed studios. They sent me downtown. And it says rotate device, but I've received criticism for that. So now I'm in a pickle. So we're going to keep going as is, and we'll see how that works. You know, Torah is above time and space, and it's certainly above YouTube and Facebook. So we're gonna work with these devices and do better as we go. We're in Torah Samech Tet 69. We've been learning a concept that the Rebbe is repeating over and over, that a woman is the soul and slash wealth of a man. That a woman is the power of nefesh, which corresponds to the level of money. And in Kabbalah, that's called the legs. The legs are the extensors of our power into the world. The head is the source of our power, and then our power spreads out, well, down our face, hopefully to our eyes, ears, nose, and mouth, and out to our hands, and then down further the body into our legs and out into the world. So the idea of the legs are the idea of extending power from a high place to a low place, from extending power from an internal place to an external place. And both of those paradigms work. Now, not only is a woman the aspect of the money of a man's soul, it sounds rather a male-centric universe, but this paradigm works because men are supposed to give to women, and then women give back. Now, in our generation, many men stay home, and many women go out and make a living, and so they turn themselves into the aspect of the giver, the masculine force. And a woman who stays home and receives from a man that stays home and receives from his wife, he's made himself into a feminine force, the power of receiving and creating with that wealth that he receives. But the standard paradigm that's been operating for thousands of years still works here. Okay. Now, we are about 12 lines down of the first paragraph of 69. Okay. Through the feminine matching, the matching feminine soul of a male soul, which is his comparable or parallel to his nefesh. Nefesh is the lowest level of the soul. It's the automatic responses of the body. It's the systems that keep working, whether you're aware of it or not. Your ruach is your emotional center. Your neshama is your intellectual center. And so through the woman, a man receives the money, because the money is a lower aspect. You see, we have to learn a few things from the Kabbalah very quickly to help us understand. See, God is pumping the universe with his energy. He's infinite, so he never runs out. Now, there are many filters that he created in order that all different levels of creation can receive his power. A mosquito receives his power from God, but he can't hold much because he's a little guy, right? A human being can hold a lot more energy because he has a brain and a heart and a body. An elephant can hold a lot of energy in his nefesh because he has a big body. I don't know how big the elephant's brain is. It looks like it can hold a lot of information. He certainly remembers who's swinging that strap at the circus. Now, so each creature in this universe receives from God power, but the filters are what determine the appropriateness of that level of energy that soul receives. And so the nefesh is that lower aspect of the body, and that part that corresponds to the legs, which we said is the power extended into the world. And what power do you have that you can most readily extend into the world? Well, your speech. Certainly, you could stand on top of a crate at Speaker's Corner in London and holler to your heart's delight, and maybe some people will even listen. But that's one way of extending your power into the world through speech. But another way is through your legs, by walking, by running, by kicking, by what else can you do with your legs? Ride a bike. But we're extending energy further into the physical realm. So keep that in mind as we go forward. So the legs are this aspect of the money, the power of extending your hard work and your energy and your intentionality into the world onto a dollar bill that goes out into the world to somebody else. And the Zohar says, Raglei Chasidav Yishmor, the legs of his righteous people will be guarded, he will guard. Da'itata, well, what are the legs of a righteous person? His wife. Again, it's all at a level of comparison. And it's written, Et kol yakum asher al ragleihem, all those who are established upon their legs, zeh mamono shel adam. This is the money that a person has. Shema'amido al raglav, that helps a person stand in this world with, when you have a little cash, a little money, or at least some plastic, you can be in this world and do what you need to do. And that's the idea of standing on one's legs. Because essential money comes to this level of the body, which is nefesh, soul power, which is a feminine power, means it needs to receive from a higher level. That the nefesh doesn't always know what to do unless it's given emotional or an intellectual commands from a higher place. And this is the idea of the legs. The legs don't know where to go either unless you tell them. This is what our sages taught. A man who does not have a woman, he's lacking that wall of protection around him. Which is not having any money. And the wall is the idea of money. The wealth of the wealth of the wealthy. Okay, that'll work. Kiryat uzo, a city of boldness, of power. Niskavav, and a tall wall. Alkein Amru Chazal, our sages taught, Okiru lenafshaychu ki heichi ditatru. Treat your wife with preciousness because she will make you rich. In other words, when you give kavod, when you give honor to your wife, that translates back into wealth. And every person, when he comes to the world, who ba im batzugo lo, he comes into the world with exactly the woman that's supposed to be for him, and with the amount of money that has been chosen for him, that it will be throughout his life here. Now, it doesn't mean these things can't be changed for better or worse. And how much fruit he will bring into the world, which are his children, the fruit. That he will have children in this world. This is the idea of the tree, the branches, and the fruit. That the level of the woman is the ikar of the tree, the essential aspect of the tree. From the essential tree, the branches sprout out, which is the lights of the soul of the woman are the branches. That is her money. And these are the branches of the tree, are like the money spreading out. And on those branches grow the fruit. That is the children. Now we go back to the beginning of the Torah. When a person steals, God forbid, money from a person, who gozel and he's taking from him the branches of his tree. Those sparks are in that money that he steals. And then he's taking the sparking of her soul, of his wife, which is where we said the money came from. And because of this, nefesh banavi and bonotavi can even take a person's sons and daughters when he steals his money, because they're all connected. Shehem tuluim v'gedelim v'yonkim mi'or anaf azeh. Because the children are the ones who are dependent upon and growing upon and nursing from the light of that branch of their mother's soul. Ki hem perot hagedelim al anafim. Because they are the fruits that are growing on the branches of the tree. Ukeshenotel anaf notel perot. When a person takes a branch, he takes the fruit. V'zeh shekatuv v'yisaper lahem Haman kavod oshro v'rov banav. And this is the idea that the pasuk says in the Megillah that we'll be reading next week, right? That Haman, who was this great evil minister in Achashverosh's government, he would tell all the people about his great wealth and his glory and all his children, because his sons, he had 10 sons, were all ministers in the government as well. And we see that the idea of sons and the idea of wealth are right next to each other in that verse. And therefore they have a very direct relationship. And this is the idea, and their power was increased and overwhelmed. And they saw their children were correct before them, and their children's children were there before them. And their power was increased and empowered. And this is a person's wealth, which comes to a person through his children, which is the aspect of the children, the fruit that's coming from the wife, who is the branch of the tree, or she's the essential trunk of the tree, if you will. And this is what Rachel and Leah, the wives of Jacob, said. All the wealth that God saved from our father, it's for us and our children. Specifically for us, the great foremothers and their children, the 12 tribes, because essential wealth comes through a woman. And through her, the children are dependent. Because the woman is the central aspect of the tree. Again, he repeats the idea that the branches are the sparks coming out from the soul. And of course, the children are the fruit that are growing from those sparks that stretch out on those branches of the tree. And this is the secret teaching of the sages. A person who steals from his friend, it's as if he's stealing his sons and his daughters. So it's a very serious thing. Now this Torah goes on. It's going to teach us more about this relationship. That even a person who doesn't have children, someone can steal those too spiritually from him. So it presents a bit of a dark picture, but when we understand the system, how it works, then, well, we know what to do to fix it and to avoid the problems. And that's the brilliance of the learning of Torah itself. We don't just learn Torah to be smart, to be called rabbi, to be called anything. We learn Torah so we know how to conduct ourselves in this world and succeed. And may you all succeed in all your endeavors and follow the teachings of the Rebbe. And we will continue with this wonderful Torah tomorrow. God bless you all. Have a great day.